I never believed in those stories about people dying and coming back to life until it happened to me. It happened to me. It happened. This is how it happened. I was in the Philippines at Lighthouse Baptist Church, and I needed to plug in my laptop. I was in the room with Pastor Chris Salili.
Oh man, it's good to be here. I'm glad to finally be here.
How's your trip?
It was not too bad. But on the trip, I wasn't able to use my computer, and I see the plug there. It looks like it only has two things. So the computer cord has three. I wonder if it'll plug in there. You think I can plug the computer into that socket on the wall?
Okay, sir, no problem.
Okay, I'll give it a try. Hopefully nothing goes wrong.
My cord had 3 prongs, but the outlet on the wall only had 2.
Okay, I'll try to plug this in. I don't know because I haven't been able to use my computer. But it doesn't look like it will fit, but I'll try it. Hopefully nothing goes wrong.
Brother Jay, are you okay? Are you okay, Brother Jay? I think he's dead. I'm praying that God will visit him.
So at that point, I was dead. But thank God that Pastor Chris was there, and thank God he began to pray for me. But in the meantime, I had one of those out-of-body experiences. And as I said before, I never believed in those out-of-body experiences, but there I was, and I could see myself laying down. At the same time I was standing up. I had to feel myself, to touch myself, to see if it was real or if it was just a dream. Well, I really couldn't tell what was going on, but I didn't think it was a dream. I could see Pastor Chris. He was there praying, and he was praying for me. I really didn't know. I had to check and still trying to figure out if I was in the flesh, out of the flesh, in the body, or out of the body. And I began to wonder what kind of things could I do in this condition. Could I walk through the door? Could I walk through the wall? So I tried to walk through the door, and to my amazement, I did it. So then, after I had walked through the door without opening it, I decided I'd try to walk around a little. So I started to walk around. I wanted to find someone else because Pastor Chris was inside the room praying for me, but I tried to talk to him and he couldn't hear me. And so I wondered if anyone else could hear me or see me. I tried to touch him and nothing happened. So I figured if I'm outside, I'll walk around and maybe I'll run into someone and see if they can hear me or see me or help me or tell me what's going on. And I saw a brother sitting up front, and I figured I'd see if he could hear me or see me, and he couldn't hear me or see me. So, well, I decided I'd see if someone else, maybe someone from on the street, maybe they could hear me or see me or talk to me, or I could talk to them. I mean, I had to try something. Well, it didn't work. I saw the people, but they didn't see me. People were passing by and I was yelling at them. I said, "Hello, can anyone hear me? Can anyone see me? But no one could hear me, and no one could see me. No one could hear me. No one at all. Not a single soul. No, not a single soul could hear me. But the good thing is that even though I was dead, Pastor Chris was still praying. And the people couldn't hear me, but God could hear Pastor Chris. I'm so thankful for that. And so through his prayers, I revived a little and I came back. But somehow I came back on the other side of the street, and I'm trying to figure out, how did I get here? So I began to head back towards the church to go inside, and then I stopped and I thought, well, no, I need to go back and figure out exactly what's going on. So I made my way back to the other side of the street before I headed inside the church, because I'm trying to figure out what on earth is happening here. Well, at least now, though, I could tell that the people could see me, because before, when I spoke to them, when I waved at them, they acted like I wasn't even there. But at least now, when I spoke to them, when I waved at them, they waved back and they spoke to me, but I still couldn't figure out what I was doing out there. How did I get from the room to out there? I'm still trying to figure out what is going on. So I decided I was going to go back to the room and try to figure out from there what had happened. But the problem is I wasn't fully revived. And so as I began to head back to the room, I began to die again. And so one minute I was walking up the steps to go back into the church. And then the next minute, I was walking upstairs as if up to heaven. I was on my way to heaven. So I began to ascend up these stairs, these steps, and I looked up and I saw an airplane. And then I got a little further up and I looked down and I saw, as it were, a mountain with a cross on the top of it. And I went further up and I looked up again and I saw the moon. And I hadn't seen the moon before. And I went further and this time I looked down and I saw that I wasn't on the steps anymore. I was on a paved road. By now I was above the clouds, but I could still see the moon. And then suddenly I saw a beautiful angel coming toward me.
Mabuhay and welcome.
And I said to the angel, I would like to see Jesus.
It's not your time. Go back.
But the angel said something about going back. And then I saw a great light. And then I saw someone else.
Welcome, Mabuhay. It's not your time. Go back.
And he said the same thing. And as I continued, by this time, I was above Earth's atmosphere, and I could look down and see the Earth. And it was a beautiful sight.
Welcome, Mabuhay. It's not your time. Go back.
But different ones kept coming to me and talking to me.
It's not your time. Go back.
And saying the same thing.
It's not your time. Go back.
And they all kept saying that it was not my time to go back, but by now I was in outer space.
It's not your time. Go back.
It's not your time to go back.
It's not your time. Go back.
It's not your go back.
It's not your time. Go back.
Yes, they all kept saying, it's not your time, go back, but I couldn't go back. I just kept going. I had no control over things until finally I reached this place and I saw this beautiful woman.
Hello, lovely one. How are you?
And she came and she talked to me.
Welcome. Mabuhay. It's not your time. Go back.
Oh, but she said the same thing that everyone else was saying. And then others came and talked with me.
It's not your time. Go back.
It's not your time. Go back.
It's not your time. Go back. It's not your time. Go back.
Everyone kept saying go back, but I wanted to see Jesus. And so I turned around and said so.
Sir, we would see Jesus.
Well, all this time I was in this place, Pastor Chris was still praying, and God was about to answer his prayer.
Dear Lord, please help Brother Jay. I don't know what happened to him. You know, Lord. Please raise him up again. Help him, Lord.
So Pastor Chris was still praying, and I could sense that my time in this place was short, and they weren't going to let me see Jesus. So I said, well, while I'm here, at least, please, let me see Asawani Brother Jay. And my request was granted. And I blessed the Lord for letting me see that. And I said, well, while we are here, let's sing a song in this place.
I'm not good in singing there.
And she said something about playing a guitar or something. And we had a wonderful conversation, but I could sense that I was being pulled away and back down, and I saw this great glorious light, and I was returning now back down to the earth. But this time I wasn't going upstairs on a highway, I was going down the stairs, and Pastor Chris was still praying for me, and then the next thing I remember, I was back there in the room with Pastor Chris, and I couldn't tell if that was in the body or out of the body. I couldn't tell what had happened.
Oh, what happened? I think I died. Did you pray for me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you, Pastor Chris. Man, that was a close one. I think I gotta find another way to plug in my computer though, because that's dangerous. I'll make sure I don't do that again.